It's obvious, I mean, we try to do it as coaching staff, have our athletes peaked for the conference championship meet. I think a lot of the meets we've trained through. Certain groups, they've competed actually rather tired at times and still competed well. At this point, we've been doing a lot of resting and fine tuning and hopefully having peaked at the right time to have their best performance at the conference meet. That's always a goal as our coaching staff, so we'll see if we're right. We always assess every meet, and I think the staff's pretty happy with the improvement we've had. If we're doing our job as coaches, they should be getting better every meet. We'll obviously evaluate each meet, and if an athlete's struggling, we look into why, and we start to kind of maybe tweak their technique or change their training to have them better suited for the next meet. And through the entire season, it's a process of figuring out what works for each athlete, and to this point in the season, we should have gotten it figured out by now, and hopefully the athlete's in a place where they're ready to compete extremely well at the conference meet. Well, if you go to the website Direct Athletics, they have the Mountain West Conference performance list on there, so every event's listed there, and then how our athletes stack up against the other athletes that are in the conference. So we get a good idea of where we stand, and we can actually score it off those standings. What does that mean? Well, you can see if a team's going to be a runaway favorite. Like on the women's side, looks like San Diego State has a really good team on the women's side. On the men's side, New Mexico, with all their foreign talent, is going to be extremely difficult to beat. But after that, both meets are pretty wide open, and second through fifth on the men's side could be separated by as little as 5 points, and on the women's side, second through seventh is in the same situation. 5 to 10 points is going to decide most of those places. So that's our team meeting tonight. Talk about every athlete counts, and just because you're maybe ranked 9th, 10th, 11th on a conference list, if you can get into the top 8 and score for us, you make a huge difference for our team. So it's going to be to encourage every athlete to, do their part and then some, to be super aggressive when they compete. Colorado State's really known for, I think, competing extremely well at conference, having our athletes ready, prepared, and we expect to do the same thing at this conference meet. Well, it's all team right now. Certain meets there's an individual focus and just hitting a personal best or hitting an NCAA qualifying mark or whatever it might be, but for a conference championship meet, it's all about the team and team scoring. And there's certain meets during the season that are team scored, and we really try to promote that as a staff and have good team support out there, have our athletes supporting each other when they compete, and we're really going to stress that at the conference meet. Every point counts. Getting athletes to the finals is huge. Getting athletes to the top 8 and scoring for us is what it's all about at this point. So it doesn't have to look pretty, you just need to compete well. Well, I don't think as a coaching staff you're ever completely satisfied with where a team's at. You always have a certain amount of injuries or sickness or whatever it might be. And I assume the rest of the teams in the conference are in the same situation where they have some key athletes that are injured. The biggest one on our women's side is Hannah Pensack-Reinhardt. She's our top distance runner, and she's out definitely for the remainder of the indoor season and could be into the part of the outdoor season also. And we were expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 points for her, and just individually, that's a swing from a team scoring standpoint of could be 2 to 3 places for our team, so it's huge. Lindsay Keller's out on the hurdle side. She's one of our top sprint hurdlers. That hurts. On the men's side, Trey Richardson's out, on the triple jump. He was going to be a big scorer. He has a leg injury now, so those kind of things add up. From a sickness standpoint, it seems like we're in pretty good shape. Mid-season, we had a rash of sickness going through the team, and we seem to be on the upswing, health-wise that way. But yeah, we got some folks that are injured, but I think that's the case with every year we go into a conference meet, and we're not at 100%. That's just the way it is.